Hey, how's it going, McLaughlin woodshop students? Today you'll be learning how to use a hammer. So I got some wood here and I got some other wood here, and I'm gonna hammer these two things together. So I also have a couple different size nails. So I got this 6-penny size nail. This is a 5-penny size nail. I have some finishing nails. The finishing nails don't have the top on them, okay? So that's so that you can drive them in deeper and then you can cover them up so you don't see them. And I even got a really tiny one because it's a little harder sometimes to get these tiny ones. So we're gonna practice using different kinds of nails and hammering into the wood. Before, when we've used a hammer, we've drilled pilot holes, and that's always a good idea, but sometimes you don't, and so there's some other ways to make sure that you drive the nail straight into the wood. All right, so I'm gonna bring this down. And even though it's not a power tool, safety first, you might not realize it is important to wear eye protection when using a hammer, because the nails, you can hit them into something like concrete, and the concrete can come back and get into your eye, and the wood can do the same thing. It can splinter off and a piece could end up in your eye, and that's just something you don't want. So I'm gonna go run and get some eye protection. All right, now I'm ready. Okay, you want to get used to holding the hammer correctly. So you notice my thumb's on top and I'm holding it on the handle. Okay, the handle's there for a reason. Some people this is called choking up. They choke up on the hammer, and you know, it's a beginner thing to do, and a lot of you are probably there, but you're not getting the kind of force from the hammer that you can get back here. So you also don't want to use your wrist. This is not how you want to hammer. You want to use your elbow, okay? And by practicing this in the air, you're going to get better at at hammering. So I recommend holding it like this, feeling comfortable with the weight, and doing a couple of air swings. All right, you also want to make sure that you're holding the nail properly. A lot of us will start by, you find your spot where you put your nail. And in fact, I want you guys to do that. I want you to take your pencil. I just have a marker here, but it'll work. But I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to make a couple dots where I'm going to put my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to have 6 nails. Grab 6 different kinds of nails, and then space them out. And a lot of people will hold it down here at the bottom, okay? And that's a really good way to get yourself hurt if you miss. You're gonna be better off holding the nail at the top, okay? And so that's something different that a lot of people don't know that. Hold the nail near the top, just under the head, with a sharp tip positioned where you want to drive the nail. Hold the nail perpendicular to the nailing surface. Placing the hammerhead centered on top of the nail, and that way you kind of know, you already know. So you can practice a couple times, make sure you're gonna get that, and you're gonna draw back with your elbow, and you're gonna watch the head of the nail. You're gonna be focused on the head of the nail, not on the hammer. You're watching the head of the nail with all concentration. Okay, so there's my first hit. It's actually all the way in, so I really don't need to hold it anymore. But if yours doesn't go in, go ahead and hit it again. And then once you have it in, you can bring your hand back, okay? Get your hand out of the way. And now I'm gonna hit it with that elbow motion, and I can hit it harder now. So I'm gonna get a little firmer grip on my hammer. Make sure you have it. You got your thumb over the top, pointing in the right direction. And you can take a couple practice swings like this. Okay. If you miss, your fingers are already out of the way now, so you're going to be okay. So these two pieces of wood are together. This one, I want to be careful. I don't want to put this into my workbench, so you guys be careful about that. This is the biggest nail. All right, I wonder how loud that is on a video. Okay, next, I'm going to use my next nail. It's a little bit smaller. Oh, and I wanted to show you a trick. You can try this if you want to. Saw this on a video. I've never done this before, so here goes. I took a piece of cardboard and I cut a little slit in it, and you can put the nail like that. And so now I can not use my fingers at all if I want. I'm going to put it on that dot that I already drew. And now my fingers are really far away. Okay, couple taps. Oops. And then once you get those couple taps, you can pull that out. Practice air swings. Okay, and I'm gonna leave a little bit out. I'm not gonna drive this all the way in. You can see that this big one's sticking quite a bit of ways out. I didn't want to put it into the wood bench, but this one, it's sticking about 1/4 inch out, okay? All right, next one is the finishing nail. I also want to make sure I leave 1/4 inch out on this one. It would go into the wood bench, so you can always check that out by seeing how much room you got there. So be careful not to hammer these into the wood bench. Oh, and then the other, another trick, I saw this one too. Clothespin. I only have a couple of these, so if you're gonna try this, you're gonna have to share. And then, so I put it on that dot, and now my fingers are nowhere near the possibility of getting hit. And then just a couple little taps. This one's a little harder to do. Okay, now it's in there. Keep my hand as far away as possible now, and then give it a couple of good whacks using that elbow motion, not my wrist. Thumbs on top. Okay, and then the last one I'm going to do as demo is going to be this little tiny one. So my fingers, you can see, bring them to the top. And there it's in. Now I move my hand out of the way. Okay, so it's just barely sticking up. And what I want you to do next is use the claw. This part of the hammer is used to pull nails out, so we're going to pull these nails out. There's the little one. The medium size one. Oh, that one's in there. I might have to clamp this one in there to get that out. Dang. All right. Well, there's your demonstration on hammers. Hope you guys enjoy practicing. Grab a couple pieces of wood, grab a hammer, and 6 different nails. Mark your spots. You're gonna hammer the 6 nails, and then you're gonna pull the 6 nails out with the claw. Might need to use a clamp.